This video was sponsored by Enhance, Elbilmek, ABRP Planner, Kempower and Bilkomponenter. Yo, what's up? Today we're going to test the Mercedes CLA 350 4Matic on what I call a Sunday drive, but we should consider it an eco run. Unfortunately, it's 24th of September and it's getting cold, especially in the morning. Actually, this afternoon at Gjøvik, but then it'll be kind of late, at least for us, is that it will be 17 degrees Celsius. Yeah, brace yourself, winter is coming. So, yeah, you know, this is efficient, quite efficient. Okay, maybe not as efficient as the rear wheel drive, but still very efficient. We still have the kaput headlights. Not sure how I'm going to do with the headlight test. But whatever, nobody watches the headlight test anyway. So, what we have prepared now is, okay, let me explain the plan. We are charged at 100%, but we simply cannot drive it down to 0 because it will take too long. But it's already 10:30, but I purposely waited a bit before we started because even now at 10:30, it's only 8.5 degrees Celsius. So ideally we need to do this in July, not now by the end of September, but whatever. So what we're gonna do is drive now towards Gjøvik, probably go there, maybe a little bit past, I'll see, maybe go this way, and then we head back again. I have to be back here by 4 to pick up the kids at kindergarten. But what we'll do is just find out what the consumption is, and we already know the net capacity, 88.6 kilowatt hour, and then we can figure out how far it will be able to go. Okay, anyway, live stream is here. I'm gonna do the final preparation, reset some stuff here. I will turn off HVAC. I'm gonna preheat it a bit, but we have to keep it off. We're gonna go on the eco run, you know. So that means off with that. No fan is always better than only fans. And then we go to dynamic select. Switch on the vehicle. Dude, like, isn't it on already? Shit, no, it is on when you press the brake. Now it's on, ready. I don't know, man. Okay, Tesla or a Niro, or actually many modern cars, the car is on, there's no ignition here. Nobody's gonna ignite, huh? The battery. Okay, let's try again. Dynamic select, you go eco mode. Yeah, okay, all right. And that's it, and then, okay, we have to go here, turn off the acoustic warning, and the attention assist. Okay, let's go. Okay, I had to reset. So here also, we can reset this, for example. No. It's so clumsy. You swipe sideways to the side. Okay, you have to click it. Yes, reset. But we probably want to look at... No, misclick, man. I want to see from reset, from charging. Yeah, that one is kind of... but we will reset also the exact distance here. Okay, click, and then... Yes, okay, now we're ready. Let's go. Well, we just passed Mora, and as usual, we cruise at 80 kilometers per hour in the speedo. We are following the speed limit for once. Yes, today I'm not even barely legal, and then 80 here is 78 GPS speed, and then we'll see. What happened to the percent estimation here? You see, I've seen this before. Okay, well, you have to enable the electric whatever. Oh no, I forgot. I turned it off. Yeah, because I didn't want it to add charging stops for me. Okay, so now it should estimate how many percent I arrive with. It is awfully slow though. It's sending data to Deutschland. Yeah, seems like the server park at Stuttgart is not that schnell. Wow, see how long it takes? I don't even get the estimation yet. Okay, maybe in a couple of hours I'll see how many percent I'll arrive with. Yeah, all good. AutoSteer is doing a good job. However, it feels a bit, not sure how to say this. It turns slightly left to the right, to the left to the right, a little bit. But it's fairly smooth. And then still HVAC is off. I'm gonna try to keep it off throughout the whole test. And then, well, it was 8.5 degrees Celsius. Here it's 7.5. It's getting a bit colder. But it doesn't matter too much because as long as HVAC is off, then the car just slices through the air like Swiss cheese through butter. Right, we've been driving for a while now, and the consumption is 130 watt-hour per kilometer. It's almost as good as a Tesla Model 3. Wow. Hey, look at that. Welcome to Norway, where we have Norwegian Left Lane Huggers Club active. Shit. Freaking Toyota, why did you not change lane yet? Ich weiß nicht. But we are in Norway, the Nisseland. But, okay. So we just keep driving. We might drive to Gol. We'll see. It's already noon now. Shit. And then temperature is rising finally, 11 degrees Celsius. But, okay, someone in the live stream asked me to test the voice assist, so I did that. Okay, see here. Hey, Mercedes.
How may I help you?
How much range do we have?
A range of 509 kilometers is still possible.
What, isn't it 508? Hi, Mercedes. Hi, Mercedes.
I'm listening.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Hi, Mercedes. Okay. Is he talking to me? No. Hey, Mercedes. Hey, Mercedes. Hallo. Achtung. Hey, Mercedes. I don't know what. It's like my wife. When she doesn't want to talk to me, she stops answering. Gee. But it will do some kind of, okay. Hey, Mercedes. Come on. I don't know why I cannot like. Hey, Mercedes.
How can I help?
How old is Arnold Schwarzenegger?
I couldn't find any information on a person named Arnold Schwarzenegger. However, if you meant Arnold Schwarzenegger, he was born on the 30th of July, 1947, which makes him 78 years old as of today.
That is brilliant! Yeah, say good!
Sure. Let's see what the stars say now. First, give me a zodiac sign or a date of birth.
Oh, okay. 29th July 1979.
Here's my reading for Leo. You find it difficult to explain why you feel so tense and restless. Try and avoid letting the way you feel affect the people around you, and thereby causing even more tension to develop. Don't make any rash decisions and mistakes. Instead, think carefully about what you must do to placate those around you.
Awesome. Welcome to Gol. Yes, I think this will be a turnaround point because by the time we are back in Home, it's going to be almost 4. But okay, look at this. Oh, consumption 123 watt-hour per kilometer, and we drove for 2.5 hours, which means that if we kept going until the battery is empty, it would take almost 10 hours. We still have 73% battery left. And yeah, look at that, average speed 71 kilometers per hour. Yes, welcome to Norway, where the roads are like that. That is the main road you see right over there. All right, and it's only 11.5 degrees Celsius. Okay, whatever. You know what? If you guys are up for it, I'm gonna do the same test in similar temperature with Marcus Beal's Highland. How about that? Because I know how it's gonna be. You guys will be like, oh Bjorn, I like your videos, but it was too cold. It's unfair. Tesla is not that much better if it grows also in the same temperature. Well, let's try it. You see, now that we are going back now towards Jessheim, then consumption drops because we have some downhill on the way back. Wind today is, well, quite weak, so no problem there. So, yeah, there is slow drop here. That means that we might end up below 120 watt-hour per kilometer. Let's see then. We're getting close to Hønefoss, and so far the consumption is Wow, 120 watt-hour per kilometer. It's time to say, Tesla, go home. Okay, actually, maybe not. But we've been driving for 4 hours and we're down to 60%. So yeah, if you go until the battery's empty, it will take 10 hours. Look at the outer temperature, 16 degrees Celsius. Wow, nice, huh? I mean, winter is coming now. The leaves are turning yellow, but it's still warm for now. It's like siste krampetrekninger for vinteren kommer. Yeah, okay, that was a bit Viking language. Sorry for that. Let me see, what is the battery temperature at? We started at 14 degrees. Oh, 15. Yeah, so the battery barely goes up now. We haven't navigated to a faster or anything. So it's just, yeah. It means that there's very, very little resistance in the battery for discharging. And that means that the car is super efficient and almost no losses. We are back home and the final result is 121 watt-hour per kilometer. Yeah, average speed was quite low, but this is how it is in Norway. So 371 kilometers done. Yeah, this car shows distance correctly, so there's no need to correct for anything there. You know, it's German precision. 48% battery left, but this should yield around, I think it's around 87 kilowatt hour net capacity, but I did idle the car heating up stuff or whatever before it left, so of course it wasn't a full correct test there. So we'll go by the 88.6 kilowatt hour measured before. So yeah, today I average, I would say it's around 12 degrees Celsius average. It's kind of cold-ish, right? But if we kept going, and of course, if it wouldn't be night and stuff like that, if the temperature was more even, we should be able to go 732 kilometers. That is very impressive. Consumption, of course, is not the best we've seen. Tesla Model 3 is better. There's one measurement, one test I did with Model 3 long range Highland in 16 degrees Celsius, slightly warmer. And you see that it was 108 watt-hour per kilometer. But because the battery in the Tesla is smaller, then we actually have more range. And then what if this was the rear-wheel drive that people keep mentioning in the comment section? Well, then based on all the other tests I've seen now of all-wheel drive versus rear-wheel drive, the all-wheel drives, they usually consume slightly more, maybe 10, 15 watt-hour per kilometer. I'm not exactly sure. I would assume maybe 10 then, best guess based on all the tests I've seen now. And that means that if we did the rear-wheel drive and it would be slightly warmer, then maybe around 100 watt-hour per kilometer, let's say 110 is possible. So that means that we can go over 800 kilometers. Maybe we could even beat the EQS. So yeah, the rear-wheel drive CLA has the potential to be the longest range car ever tested on this test, even beating the EQS with way bigger batteries. So there you guys see it, that efficiency trumps everything. Okay, maybe trumping is a bad word, but okay, but you know what I mean, right? Efficiency matters. Yeah, you can put in a big battery, but as long as the car is inefficient, then no. But you have okay size battery, but efficient car, then it makes up for other things like charging speed doesn't have to be that fast because you just get more juice, or actually you get more kilometers for the juice you get. That's what I meant. So yeah. But everyone who owns a Tesla, they already know this. Well, yeah, so I mean, overall, it's a great car. I'm not butthurt yet after sitting here for 5 hours. And I bet I could even sit here for another 5 hours if I didn't have the kids I had to pick up at the kindergarten now. So overall, nice car. Absolutely nice car and efficient and great to drive. So that's going to be it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching and talk to you later.